In the summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, a woman began to dance. No music, no festival, no audience. She danced in the street for hours, then days, then dozens of people joined her. Within a month, hundreds were dancing. Some collapsed, some suffered heart attacks, some died. This is the story of how the entire city tried to cure a plague by prescribing more dancing. Let's start with the context. Strasbourg in 1518 was not having a good year. The region faced crop failures, famine, disease, economic stress. People were malnourished, exhausted, anxious, which is exactly the psychological environment when strange things happen. History keeps receipt on this pattern. In July 1518, a woman named Frau Trofa stepped in the street and began dancing, not joyfully, compulsively. She could not stop. Witnesses reported uncontrolled movement, exhaustion, no response to commands. After a day, she was still dancing. After 3 days, she was still dancing. After a week, she was not alone. Others began to dance, not to copy her, but because they felt the same compulsion. Within days, dozens were dancing, then scores, then hundreds. They danced in pain, in distress, until they collapsed. This was not a celebration, this was involuntary. City now had a problem that made no sense. The city authorities consulted physicians. Diagnosis: overheated blood. The recommended treatment: more dancing, because obviously doctors believed dancing would expel the illness, exhaustion would cure the condition. So the city did the logical thing. They built a dance platform. They hired musicians. They encouraged the dancers to continue. History at this point began laughing quietly. As the music played, more people joined. Dancing intensified. Death increased. People collapsed from heart failure, stroke, exhaustion. The city had successfully turned a miracle crisis into public endurance event at scale. Eventually, someone noticed the obvious. This was not working. Authorities reversed course. New theory: this was divine punishment. Specifically the curse of Saint Vitus, which meant the solution was now stop the music, ban dancing, send sufferers to shrines, perform religious rituals, because if medicine failed, theology was next in line. Gradually the dancing faded, people recovered, cases declined, the outbreak ended. No clear cure, no clear explanation, just silence. The city moved on. History filed the incident under the things we still do not fully understand. Modern scholars suggest several explanations: mass psychogenic illness, stress-induced collective hysteria, extreme psychological trauma triggered by famine, fear and instability, neurological response to stress. The least likely explanation: poisoning by ergot fungus, which sounds dramatic but doesn't fit the symptoms well. The most accepted cause: collective psychological breakdown in a city under unbearable stress. Here's the key: this was not random. The dancers were poor, stressed, malnourished, already on the edge. The dancing was a release, a symptom, a social contagion. Once it began, expectations spread it. The mind did the rest. The dancers were not foolish, they were sick. The authorities, however, made a critical mistake. They treated a psychological crisis as a physical one, and then as a religious one. At no point considered, maybe we should stop making this worse. Institutions often escalate what they don't understand. The dancing plague teaches something uncomfortable. Humans do not break alone, they break together. And when stress, fear and authority align badly, even rational societies can lose control of their own behavior. In 1518, people danced until they collapsed. Not because they were happy, because they were overwhelmed, and because sometimes the strangest disasters are not caused by nature, but by the mind trying to survive too much at once. Hit like, subscribe, and next time we'll look at another moment when the human brain quietly decided to malfunction in public.